Hey there, everyone. I hope you had a good weekend. I certainly did. I'll fill you in on the Thursday concert series from last week, a midnight bike ride, and of course some crazy news. All ahead on this great Monday, Life's a Bitch. Oh, hi there again. Welcome to podcast number 2 as I give this a go. That was the Madden Brothers. We Are Done, another one of my favorite songs right now. You might also recognize them. They are from the band Good Charlotte. The Madden Brothers are the two twin brothers from Good Charlotte. So anyways, check that out. I hope everyone's doing good. Not too bad myself here. It's Monday. Ugh, who likes a good Monday? Oh, and all the chores just come in because I didn't do anything over the weekend. Doing my laundry, gotta take a good old long shower tonight and do the hair. You know, the long hair takes a little maintenance. And then I was just exhausted. So I napped a little bit. So, you know, things are getting done, but just not as fast as I wish they would. So anyways, I hope you all had a good weekend. It was gorgeous out. I didn't really do a whole lot. Let's backtrack to Thursday. Of course, there was the summer concert series in Houdini Plaza. Or I should say, this past week it would have been in Jones Park, but it all really doesn't really matter because it was rainy, dreary. But it still was a great night. They relocated when a rain delay happens to Mill Creek. So Lisa and I met Katie, her cousin, and Stephanie down there for some dancing, and boy, did we dance. Not before we drank. Of course, me and Lisa made some pre-mixers, you know, to take to the park to enjoy whilst the band plays. However, when the band relocated inside, we couldn't bring our drinks inside. So we parted from the group and we kind of just walked around Houdini Plaza for a little bit and drank our drinks. All of it, I might add. But it was a great conversation. We got to check out Houdini Plaza. They have that huge Cat in the Hat art statue going on there right now. So we had some laughs and you know, talked things out and bitched about our lives, you know, work and whatnot. Maybe I bitched more than others, but, you know, sometimes you gotta vent. So then we went down to Mill Creek, where the Cool Waters band played. And let me tell you, I have never seen them before, and they were awesome. I loved them. Katie O has seen them plenty of times and recommended them, and boy, did they live up. And boy, did I dance. I always know I danced a lot the next day when my hips hurt, and they did. So, yeah, of course when I'm there, my hair was down too, and it was looking fabulous. People always just have to pull me aside and just tell me that. And then they want to touch it. I had some people next to us who definitely wanted to pull at it and touch it, and I'm fine. Like, go ahead, pull it and touch it, whatever makes your day. So I let that happen. So that was my Thursday. It's summer concert series. Moving right along was Friday. Didn't really do too much then. What happened Friday? Oh, I remember I was driving home. I had to share this story. I just thought this would be funny. I figured you'd laugh. Friday on my lunch hour at work, I was walking around outside, and they have the boat docks along the riverfront there. And as I'm tooling along, listening to my music just in my own head, I see this boat, and it's got a cover on it. And I'm thinking, and it like snaps on all the way around, keeps it tight on there. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, boy, boat covers, huh? Why did that get in my head? So I'm like, every boat is so different. Like, where does one, get their boat cover? I mean, they're not just a general, it's like a blanket. You just buy a general size blanket, like you need it to fit. You need the amount of right snaps. I mean, how does this work? Like, they must sell, like cases for a phone. You have to buy a certain kind of case for your phone. Like, I have the LG Flex, so I had to find cases for the LG Flex. You must have to go out and, buy boat covers for your boat and whatever brand and model and make and size and blah, blah, blah. So I was wondering this and thought, okay, and then it left my head. Well, a small world when I'm driving back home from work and I'm ditzing through Nina and I look to my left and here is a boat cover buy-on store. They custom made boat covers. I mean, like, all in the same day that I asked a question and I got the answer. So people, if you need custom boat covers, Nina, there is one. So I learned that. And then Friday night, Not too much. Was taking it easy, and then I got a call from my old friend Deborita, and she invited me down to Cinderella's for tea, which is translation for down to the bar to get drunk. Well, not have to get drunk. It just usually happens. Me more so much than her, I think. So tea was delicious. And then Saturday and Sunday I didn't do a whole heck of a lot. I wanted to do more, but I got lazy. What can I say? Rough week equals lazy weekend. But finally I did get motivated around 10 o'clock Saturday night. And not to go to a bar, but just, it was gorgeous out. I wasted the whole beautiful day outside I didn't do anything outside. It was nice out. So it was still gorgeous at 10 o'clock at night, so I decided to hop on my bike. I like me some midnight bike rides every once in a while, so I biked down to the Friendship Trail in Menasha. It's all lit up. Very pretty. So I tootled down there. Wasn't too buggy, if you go during lake fly season, boy, you can't bike down that thing without getting, bugs everywhere in your face. So that was nice. But trust me, there are plenty of spiders to catch all those bugs down there. I would have loved to sit and kind of relax and watch the water at night. But there's just, the spiders come out at night. They're in hiding during the day. Obviously it's too hot on that boardwalk, but they web up the railings everywhere, and they're just sitting there waiting for their bugs. And I don't think they'd bother me if I sat on a bench, but still, it was creepy. Everywhere. So I don't want to deter you from going. Just keep walking when you're on the boardwalk. Anyways, so I biked down there. There were people out and about, going down the boardwalk. It was quite nice. I don't blame them. I was there. They were there. It was beautiful out. But tip, if you're in the market for a black man, just saying, I was down there and there's quite a few on the boardwalk fishing. They each had their own area, whatever. It just keep going on. There's probably about a dozen of them fishing. So, Saturday night, the boardwalk, if you like chocolate, I'm just saying, go down there. I'm repeating this because, Deb, I know how much you're into that lately. Not that that's a bad thing. Love them, but just saying, go to the boardwalk. Okay. Dig a hole. Get out of it, Drew. Okay. So that was Saturday, and that was pretty much my weekend, because Sunday didn't do a thing either. Deb came by, we had some patio time, where we just shoot the shit, whatever. So what else happened? That was it. Okay. So quick, a few upcoming events then that you might hear me talk about more in the future here. Wednesday, just to remind you, Nina has their summer concert series as well, and RPM is playing. Love them. Dave Richter is in the band, formerly of Boogie and Yo-Yo's. He's wonderful in this band. I love seeing them. They just perform so well. So looking forward to that. And then Thursday, summer concert series, of course, in Appleton, Houdini Plaza. Couldn't tell you who plays, totally didn't check. Don't matter, though, because it's the kickoff of Mile of Music going on this weekend. Which is a huge event downtown Appleton. So much live music, just hundreds of bands or performers, and from my understanding, it's all original stuff. They don't invite cover bands and stuff to perform. It's all their own people doing mostly their own stuff. So I did catch some people doing covers at bands, but it was just individual acoustic shows, so not really necessarily cover bands. Production, blah blah blah. So I really encourage you to check it out. It was awesome being down there last year. The energy was just so amazing. Everywhere you went, there was just live music and people and greatness. I tell you. And also this weekend, shout out Katie K will be in town. So if you're in the group and you know who she is, yahoo! So I'm hoping to get a chance to see her on Saturday. Still working out the details. Okay, so moving right along, let's get into some stuff here. Let's start out with a little entertainment news, because I saw something I could give two flying fucks about in the news, but of course I'm going to talk about it anyways, because I give such flying fucks about it. Justin Bieber. Just want to briefly touch, I read a headline. He's getting in some trouble again. This time he's causing a fight with Orlando Bloom, of all people. I think it's over a woman, I'm not really sure. Selena Gomez, Miranda Kerr. I saw these names as I looked it up briefly on Google, and I said, I don't really care to read this stupid story. And I was just bitching in my head when I saw this, because it was on Yahoo's, news thing, feed that you can flip through and read. And I thought, really? Justin Bieber is a headline. When? Why? Why? What is so fascinating about him? Who cares who he fights with? He's a douche. So I just wanted to take this opportunity in a podcast to say Justin Bieber and flying fuck. Okay. So, but hold on tight because there'll be more. Speaking of entertainment news, I want to direct you in a movie I recently saw a trailer for. Just heard of this movie. It's called Behaving Badly. And this came up when a couple weeks ago, I was around a campfire with Kenzie and Deb, and we were talking about Adventures in Babysitting. I had recently just watched that, loved that movie, and so I saw a headline featuring Elizabeth Shue. She was the babysitter in Adventures in Babysitting. She's now in her 40s, looks great. But this new movie, Behaving Badly, she was in, so I checked out the trailer, and oh my god, it looks hilarious, witty, smart. It's kind of a little bit of a new age Mrs. Robinson story. The Graduate. And she plays, obviously, the older person seducing the younger man, or kind of wants to teach him the ways, because I can't give it away. I don't even really understand them all myself, just from the trailer. So I encourage you to check out this trailer. It looks great. So Elizabeth Shue is in it, and then the other reason I got hooked is because Mary Louise Parker is featured in this movie as well, and I love her. Other people in the movie include Dylan McDermott, Heather Graham, Patrick Warburton, Gary Busey, and here's where it comes back full circle, fucking Justin Bieber. So he plays, quote, prisoner in this movie, so that's just what it said in the cast. So when I saw that, I'm like, yippee, skippity, lickety, split. So that is that. Something else I think you should check out. Just started watching Lisa Kudrow's series that she has on Showtime called Web Therapy. Love her on Friends. I'm a big Friends fan, if you know me. And so I thought, gosh darn, it's about time I checked this show out. And hilarious. Like, you just think Lisa Kudrow, and sometimes you think Phoebe, but she reinvents herself in this series, and and not in a huge way, in a way that just captures you and makes you giggle. I don't know. I was laughing my ass off. So if you get a chance, I highly recommend Web Therapy on Showtime. Currently in its 5th season, I believe. So check that out. Okay, so moving right along. What else do I have for you? Some funny stories I suppose I should share, huh? Let's start with one I read about a bank robber. It just never gets more strange than this sometimes. The headline reads, FBI description of Pennsylvania bank robber focuses on thief's legs. Here's the story. I don't think I need to tell you anything. I'll just read the story and you'll see why I was chuckling. The FBI wants the public's help finding an elderly man who robbed a Pennsylvania bank, but you won't recognize him by his face. Instead, the telltale signs are in the suspect's legs. The gun-toting thief, who held up a TD Bank in Hatboro on July 25th, has knobby knees, this is quote, knobby knees, is slightly bow-legged, and walks with a mild limp, according to an FBI statement released today. Though the wanted man's face was obscured by a bandana and a baseball cap, his pale legs are visible from the thighs down thanks to his cut-off jean shorts. I kid you not, and I'm looking at a picture. The FBI alleges the man, who they believe is in his 60s, with salt and pepper colored hair, brandished a semi-automatic handgun and ordered bank employees to the ground. He stole an undisclosed amount of cash and fled in a dark blue two-door car, possibly a 1990s model Buick or Chevy with partial license plate JKM, according to the FBI statement. So if you have any information, you are asked to call the FBI at 215-641-8910 or the Hatboro Police Department. So if you're in the area, I encourage, please be on the lookout. Again, he has knobby knees, is slightly bow-legged, and walks with a mild limp. So that's the story of the bank robbers. Okay, so speaking of silly stories, I'm going to try this and see how well I rattle through this all. So bear with me. But a lot of these stories, these stupid stories, come out of Florida. I don't know why. I've just noticed that lately. Other podcasts I listen to, especially this one, every time a story comes out about something strange, it's in Florida. So Huffington Post had an article, Why Florida Leads the World in the Weird. So I read the story and I just thought, I'm going to give this a go and see if I can rattle through this and sum up why Florida is weird and kind of discouraging these days to me, as I used to want to live in Florida. My focus has shifted, is now more warmer weather. I'd rather live in Phoenix, so that's always a thought. But let me read you this story. Sorry, I just need to take a glass of water, drink of water before I rattle this one off. Okay, so let me start with the intro. This is not going to be another half-hearted attempt to explain why there are so many stories about strange things happening in Florida. Every day of every week of every year, something weird is going on down there. There have been many efforts to explain it, but none have come close. People have blamed Florida on migration patterns, old people, politics, weather, economics, and whatnot. Maybe all those things have something to do with it, but maybe they don't. After all, look at a few events that have happened in Florida in just the last 2 weeks. Here we go. First part, involving animals and biblical implications. Here are the headlines. A Tampa man sees a two-headed gator. A woman hides a child in laundry basket at an unlicensed daycare. A man attacks his girlfriend's rabbit in a fight over women's rights. Medical assistant brands her children to know they are hers. Man uses bleach to kill $20,000 worth of competitors' bait fish. A manatee is stranded on the beach, exhausted by too much sex. Endangered bats find refugee at a golf court. Man gives another man's car away to pay for his own debt. And then regarding the, hiding stuff. More headlines. A 450-pound man hides coke and pot under his own fat folds. A clerk steals thousands by stashing money in her bra. A man hides $400 in rectum while under arrest. A man hides a strip club with underage dancers under the guise of a barbershop. A resort hides a military test site in a giant ball on its roof. I don't really get that last one. Identity issues. A woman claims she's from an imaginary nation to get diplomatic immunity from traffic laws. A wrong Miss Florida is crowned. A man shoots himself again, blames it on imaginary robber. A man pretends to be a cop to scare children. A woman gives a cop a DVD and tries to kiss him when asked for her license. A fleeing man makes false 911 calls to elude the police. Incidents with hands. A handcuffed woman eats pot. A handcuffed man jumps into water from a boat to escape cops, forgetting he's handcuffed. A man's prosthetic arms, worth $100,000, are stolen and found. Plain old weird violence. A man rejects a lady's anonymous advances. She chases him with a hunting knife and cane. A man shoots his son fleeing on a riding lawnmower. A woman sorry. A woman with a machete holds family hostage, threatens deputy with voodoo. Man attacks another with hot grits. So those are the headlines just in the last 2 weeks coming out of Florida. Yikes. What does this all mean? Lucky for you, we made a new Huffington Post, this is where the article's from, says, we have made a new show that makes a darn good attempt to explain Florida men and women. Here's a trailer for our new Florida-produced web series, Spaceship Florida. I won't play for that for you, but if you go on the Huffington Post or onto YouTube and type in Spaceship Florida, I'm sure that will pop up and be quite entertaining. So, yeah, I think that summed up all the weird news I needed to find today. Some of those last ones really got me. A woman with a machete holds family hostage, threatens deputy with voodoo. And a man attacks another with hot grits. Just these visuals you get, you know. What's this? A man rejects a lady. A man rejects a lady's amorous advances. She chases him with a hunting knife and cane. Can you not see this? Old lady. Oh, I don't know why I said old lady, but just a lady running down the street with a hunting knife and cane. Get back here, you! I won't get on that high ass. And then the one where a man shoots his son fleeing on a riding lawnmower. Sounds like something that could have happened to me back in Ladysmith. Just saying, little town, dad's a cop, you know, rebellious son taking off on the lawnmower. Dad's gonna hunt me down. Didn't happen, but I did ride the lawnmower, and that was fun. I did like mowing the lawn. It was always so peaceful. To this day, I still like mowing the lawn. Don't ask me why. So that's weird Florida news. What else in there made me laugh and chuckle? I don't know. Bear with me. a man shoots himself and blames it on an imaginary robber. A woman gives a cop a DVD and tries to kiss him when asked for her license. Oof, duh. Okay, so, what was that last one? Oh, yeah, a handcuffed man jumps into water from a boat to escape cops, forgetting he's handcuffed. Good luck swimming, buddy. Or handcuffed woman eats pot. Well, what else are you going to do? Eat your pot. Okay, so that's the weird news. And that's things that have happened lately. I hope everyone's had a good start to the week, to the Monday. I hope you have the good rest of the week. Not sure when I'll be back. Like I said, Wednesday we got RPM and Nina. Thursday is Mile Music. Friday will be Mile Music. Saturday, Mile Music. And Katie K's in town. So that's about it. I do want to give one last big shout out to my grandparents, Marilyn and Roman Cavosi. Over the weekend, they celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, and that is awesome. They are just inspiring people to me, and one can only hope to reach 50 years. That is looking less and less likely for myself and in this day and age, but one can hope. So thanks for being an inspiration, role models, and just wonderful people and the greatest grandparents I could ever ask for. Thank you for listening to The Drew Hahn Show. I hope you've enjoyed. And remember, life is a bitch. It's Monday. But it could be worse, and you could be one of those many Florida people in much stupider situations. Sayonara and smooches.